could be more perfect than Friday Night Lights football in Snohomish homecoming night. Here we are at Veterans Memorial Stadium on the campus of Snohomish High School. Mark Aucutt, Luke Winsor, and Todd Elvig on STSPN.com, bringing you the homecoming game for the Snohomish Panthers as they host the Lynnwood Royals. And our presenting sponsor, Ace Hardware of Lake Stevens and Everett, and many more sponsors will announce throughout the broadcast. Folks, thanks for being with us. We have a perfect near mid-October night for football. It's cold, it's crisp, and it is time for football, and these two teams getting after it. Is Snohomish on top in Wesco 3A South. They've got a record of 4-0 in conference play. Lynnwood, the reverse. They're sitting at 0-4. They like to be in the spoiler row, but they got their work cut out for them, Luke, against this Panthers team that's undefeated in conference.
Not only are they undefeated, Mark, but they can clinch the Wesco South first seed with a win tonight, because the team trailing them, Shorewood, who has one loss, Snohomish beat them a few weeks ago. So with that tiebreaker, all Snohomish has to do is take care of business tonight, and they are the Wesco South champions of 2018.
That's right. Snohomish with a big 49-21 victory over Shorewood in week number 3 on September 14th. And the Panther machine's been rolling strong. They lost their first 2 games of the season, non-league games, but then really turning it on, finding their groove, and getting things going. And so you look at the standings, Snohomish on top, followed by Shorewood, then Meadowdale, Shorecrest, Edmonds, Woodway, Everett, and then Lynnwood. We're going to go ahead and take a break right now, and we'll come back with the game action right here from Snohomish High School on your home for high school sports, STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreen in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we are ready for football here. You see it right on the screen. Lynnwood Royals and the Snohomish Panthers here on STSPN.com. Mark Aucutt, Luke Winsor, Todd Elvig. And yeah, it's perfect football weather night. You look out towards the west and the sun has gone down. It's got a nice orange glow about it out there. It's pretty much dark to the east side over there. And I'll tell you, it is so fun to be here again for homecoming at Snohomish High School. And Luke, I think we've done about 3 or 4 homecoming games in the 7 years we've been together. It's our first time we get a chance to work together this year, keep our streak alive in our 7 years of doing this, both here and on KRKO. So we are happy to present the action here as it takes place at Veterans Memorial Stadium, and a great statue of Dick Armstrong as you come through the plaza area there, and good crowd on hand. Yeah, looks good out there below us, and you could just, as we were here and getting set up and getting ready to go, just feel the buzz of the fans coming into the stadium tonight and getting ready to enjoy high school football. And their Panthers are playing great football. Lynnwood's got their work cut out for them as they jog on the field right now, and they have the white uniforms, and we kind of cringed a little bit because they got those gold numbers, so we really got to bear down and pick them up. But Snohomish's are easier to read. They've got the full red uniforms with the white helmets and the white numbers, so that helps us out too. So we'll work through this, and Snohomish will kick off first as they actually won the toss and deferred to kick off to begin the first half. 2 men back deep for the Lynnwood Royals, and we are about set to get underway here at Snohomish High School. That one's a little bit of a shorty up there as it's going to be taken and fielded at about the 16-yard line, and finally out of bounds. That's going to go to the 31-yard line, and here we go, Luke. 1st and 10, Lynnwood Royals from their own 31-yard line.
And something to watch out for this week for Snohomish is last week against Edmonds Woodway, they survived a scare, got taken to overtime by the Warriors, and they started out that game pretty sluggishly. So I'd expect Coach Joey Hammer of the Panthers to really emphasize a fast start for his team tonight, get out ahead, get in front, and put this struggling Lynnwood team away early.
Christian Kirkman will be a quarterback for the Lynnwood Royals. He is a 6'1", 200-pound, just a sophomore. So we'll see how they do. They're at the far hash mark. You've got 2 wideouts to the left, one way over to the right side, and a single setback to the left of the quarterback. And we'll get these named. Oh, a little trouble on that snap as Kirkman's going to take a loss on that one right off the get-go there. So not a good way to get things started.
A rough way to start, and by the looks of just how the offensive line moved, Lynnwood was sitting up to run a counter, possibly with their halfback there, but the bad snap forces Kirkman to just pull it down and eat about a 5-yard loss.
Now you look down there on the Lynnwood sideline, and they do not have a lot of depth out there. I mean, there's 11 players on the field, and if there's 12 players on the sideline, I mean, there's much less than what's listed on the roster. So we'll see how they're able to hang in there with Snohomish. Not so good so far as that guy just crunched right there. Good job by the Panthers.
Yeah, and that was Noah Dunham from his defensive line spot. He lined up here as a defensive end and was trying to get a little fullback screen out, and Dunham beat his blocker and was not fooled and met. It's almost one that you'd want to just rather have the running back drop it and not take the 5-yard loss.
No kidding. So as it turns out, it's going to be 3rd down, 17 yards to go as the ball is sitting on the 20-yard line. Snohomish making an impact with the first 2, especially that last one. There's a cross right over the middle that time to Tanner Fahey, and Fahey's able to get the ball up to the 34-yard line. Now that's about 4 yards ahead of the original line of scrimmage, but it'll bring up 4th down.
Nice play there on the slant route to Fahey. Nice design where they send one guy in the flat to hold the corner so he can't help out on the slant route, but because it was 3rd and forever, it was just a little too late on that possession.
The Snohomish has the deep back and punt formation for the Lynnwood Royals here. Back for Snohomish is Jacob Brandvold, as Lynnwood in the punting situation with under 10 minutes to go. First couple of minutes rolling right along here. Officials getting things set. We'll get you the officials' names here coming up.
And you really couldn't ask for a better start for the Snohomish defense, getting a 3 and out. Whoa.
Oh, high one. Look out. Oh, nearly blocked. He gets a pretty good punt off considering the pressure that was put on him. And that ball is going to keep rolling, and finally going to be downed at the Snohomish 32-yard line. And that is where the Panthers will get going on their first drive of the game. So we'll get a chance to see what their offense looks like in this game. And we're going to keep an eye on the two Tylers, Tyler Messina and Tyler Larson. Messina will be wearing number 21. He's a senior, just 5'7", but gets the job done. And Tyler Larson is at 5'9". He is a junior. And their quarterback is Tate Conover.
The two Tylers, they call themselves TNT. They're really a thunder and lightning type of backfield. Messina, he's the big play threat. Larson, he's going to get you the tough yards up between the tackles.
From the shotgun, the snap coming from the 32-yard line, inside handoff, nice. Go, he goes. And down the sideline, looks like he's going to make it all the way, and does. One handoff and a touchdown. I don't see any flags in the backfield. That time, Tyler Messina taking it to the bank. 68 yards for the touchdown. Snohomish, just like that, on the scoreboard.
Just a little handoff off the left side to Messina. Great hole opened up by the left side of the offensive line, and Messina went untouched for about the first 20 to 30 yards of that play. And then when Tyler Messina gets the ball in open field behind the defense, I have yet to see anyone that can catch him. And he goes 68 yards for the opening touchdown. And I talked about it earlier, so much wanting to start fast, and they've started about as fast as you can.
Michael Herrera connects for the extra point, and Snohomish is on top. Just like that, one play for them, and 68 yards for Tyler Messina into the end zone. 9:21 left to go here in the first quarter, and the Panthers lead it 7-0. We're going to take a break. You are viewing and listening on STSPN.com.
Stewart Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Breathe.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 7-0 is the score, and something new we have tonight. We actually have feeds from various sports networks that you see the scroller at the bottom of your screen. Yet another of the fabulous bells and whistles that our CEO and producer Todd Elvig has installed. So that's something new for all of us tonight. Pretty cool. So Snohomish is going to kick up again over to that far side over there, taken at the 20-yard line, and pretty much the same field position Lynnwood had before.
Yeah, another little pooch kick. I guess Lynnwood's two deep return men are somewhat dangerous, so Snohomish wants to kind of keep it out of their hands. Or if they get it with the coverage team having plenty of time to get down there to make a tackle.
Royals will start at their own 30-yard line. Far hash mark from us on this nice crisp night here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Snohomish, Washington. Look at that stack over on the far side there. They got wide receivers that completely emptied out the backfield. There's the pass complete. That's going to be the second one complete in this game to that wide out over on the far right side, Tanner Fahey. And Fahey's going to get 5 yards on it, so he has 2 completions for 9 yards, 2 receptions.
It's a little wide receiver slip screen, and Fahey does a good job. That pass was high. He had to go up the ladder to bring it down, and because of that, that allows the Snohomish defense another step or two in pursuit to get there to make the tackle.
Second down, 5 yards to go as the ball is spotted at the 35-yard line. Near hash mark to us and the grandstands. Ooh, nothing there. What fell apart in that one?
Well, Snohomish just timed to blitz perfectly. Lynnwood was trying to run a counter, and Snohomish blitzed their linebackers right into it, and they just got right in behind the pulling lineman. And when you get behind the pulling lineman on a running play like that, you're usually going to meet the running back.
And they did. There's no question about that. So it'll bring up third down, 8 yards to go. This is the second possession for the Lynnwood Royals.
And that was freshman Braden Ulrich with the tackle.
Long count. 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right, and a fake on the handoff, play action. That's going to be an attempt to the air, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. He's aiming over to the left side, and that's going to go as a 3 and out once again for the Lynnwood Royals.
And even if that's a completion, the receiver looked to be a little short of the yard to gain, so I don't know if that would have been a first down. And also credit some pressure by the Snohomish defense forcing a bad pass.
Well, they're not going to let up at all. I know with just the package that they have and where they're at on the season right now, a chance to clinch the South Division with a victory. And they'd, I'm sure, love to get this to a running clock as soon as possible.
Empty the bench, and plus it's homecoming, and it's not homecoming if you don't win the game.
That's right. It doesn't count, right?
No.
There's the punt. That's going to flail and then go over. We got a flag.
We have a flag,
yep.
Either running into or possible roughing the kicker.
Well, that would be the first break for Lynnwood if it is indeed the case. The ball is marked and spotted at the 44-yard line of the Snohomish Panthers, but this looks to be coming back.
That'd be ridiculous. If I was Joey, I would be off the hook angry at somebody hitting the kicker. In a game like this, you don't need to take those kind of chances.
And plus, if you're trying to block a punt, it's a personal foul, so that's going to be an automatic first down. The aiming point for when you're trying to block a kick is always 2 to 3 feet in front of the foot. It's not at the kicker or punter himself.
Yeah.
So that's just lack of discipline there by that individual player who shall not be named.
Okay, so that's going to move it 15 yards.
And Lynnwood
First penalty of the game for either team. Lynnwood's going to get their first down of the game and move the ball out to the 47-yard line.
So now that Lynnwood's got a little bit of life. They've had a couple passes out to the left here to Fahey. Maybe they'll go back to him again just to try to get the offense going.
Yeah, it's the little things that count. And so far, Kirkman is 3 for 4 in passing. I mean, they haven't been huge gains, but at least he's finding some way to get the ball to his receivers. There's a pitch over on the left side. That's going to go to Tran. And Tran moving ahead. He looks like he's got a first down into Snohomish territory to the 41-yard line. Good job.
Nice little design toss sweep here out of the pistol set. You had Fahey coming down to crack a linebacker, and also aided by the fact that Noah Dunham, the defensive end for Snohomish, he dove inside and gave up the edge and allowed the Lynnwood offense to hook some of the rest of the Snohomish defense and get outside.
2 carries for 9 yards for Tran. He gets the first down, and Lynnwood now with 2 first downs in the game as they get it officially marked to the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 Royals. Inside handoff, and drawn through right there is the Royal again. And I think that's Tran once again. It's going to go down at the 38-yard line.
That time they try to run a counter. That's the 3rd time they've ran that play. Some have a different set. And Dunham made a mistake last play, but he makes up for it here, making a nice tackle for a short gain.
They'll look at chipping away. They got a good break on that, roughing the kicker on the personal foul against Snohomish, and just kind of chipping away here on a couple of plays since that time. That good run, and then now the inside with the counter play. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Ball's at the 38-yard line. Play fake, goes to the air, and it is complete.
Oh,
keeps going too. Catch is made and taken down inside the 5-yard line for the Lynnwood Royals that time. So that's Zane Arobe. How about that? Zane Arobe
does a great job slipping that first tackle and then showed some wheels there, getting down inside the 5-yard line. And wow, if Lynnwood's ever has any hope of springing the upset, a good, strong first quarter is a great way to go. If they can just play Snohomish even, and that really will then put the pressure on the Panthers as this game goes on.
I'd like to say great job to Jesse, the cameraman. There, he got him on the screen there.
Good job, Jesse, the cameraman. That's a 35-yard pass gain and a first down. That looks like Tran's going straight ahead into the end zone. He's got that one. That's a 3-yard straight ahead blast right up to the goal line. And it is now 7-6 as Lynnwood showing some good life after getting that break on the penalty, and they are going to be 1 point away from tying this one up.
Great job by the right side of that Lynnwood offensive line. They really caved that in and allowed Tran a real too easy path if you're Snohomish to get across that goal line.
Extra point attempt is coming up. Now this becomes interesting as Snohomish obviously want to do whatever they can to try to keep that edge and would love to block the extra point or force some kind of commotion to get the extra point missed in some other way. So 7-6, 6:01 left to go. Kick is up. It looks like a good one. And it is good. So the Panthers and the Royals are tied 7-7, almost midway through the first quarter here at Veterans Memorial Stadium on STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
All right.
You're watching STSPN!
Welcome back. We're at Snohomish, and it is tied at 7. That's right, 6:01 to go. And that makes it fun because, you know, Snohomish coming in 4-0, 4-game winning streak. Lynnwood 0-4, but halfway through the first quarter, we got a tie football game, Luke.
And credit Lynnwood, they took advantage of the gift penalty there on the roughing the kicker. They got new life on that drive, and they took it the rest of the way and punched in to tie this game. And now, if you're Coach Joey Hammer, you got to get your troops settled back in and say, hey, we can't allow this team to stay with us. Let's put the hammer down, no pun intended, based on his last name, and get after this.
2 deep men for the Panthers as the approach is made. And that's going to be taken at the 12-yard line by Messina. Messina straight up the middle. He's got a seam. He finds a little bit more to the 45, 50, 45, 40. Look out. Turning on the speed. He's taking it all the way in for a Snohomish touchdown. Holy smokes. An 88-yard kickoff return from Tyler Messina.
And I think you heard me say, did they kick it to Messina out of disbelief? Because I can't believe, especially after the 68-yard run, they had just, on his first touch of the ball of this game, why would they kick it anywhere near him to give him a chance with the ball in open field?
I don't know, but as he came through here, Luke, and we're going to have the extra point attempt coming up. Now, this is a different kicker for the Panthers this time around. It's Ethan Beardsley. They got a couple of guys, Herrera and Beardsley. Beardsley is a freshman, so they've got him in there to kick as the snap is coming up. It took 14 seconds for him to get that ball downfield on the run. Kick is up. How are we looking? It looks good. So we're going to take another break. Snohomish leading 14-7. 5:47 left in the first quarter on your home for high school sports, STSPN.com.
Frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
There we go, another great sponsor of our broadcast, GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. We thank them for their sponsorship and what they do with their business to help people out in the Snohomish County area. Thank you, GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Mark Aucutt, Luke Winsor, Todd Elvig, as we bring you the action from Snohomish. 5:47 left in the first quarter. Snohomish just scoring on an 88-yard kickoff return. Tyler Messina, his second touchdown of the game. He's touched the ball twice offensively, and he's scored twice. 100%.
That's pretty good average. That's efficiency.
Now Herrera's going to kick off, and it goes over to that far side. We had whistles, though.
Penalty, I think there's going to be an offsides on Snohomish.
Yeah, judging by where that flag is, too, they look like they were coming up to that ball in that manner. So we have the offsides called as they'll move it back.
And we were talking to Mark during the break where Messina just hit an extra gear when he got back to the Lynnwood 35 because it looked like a couple of Lynnwood players had an angle on him, and then he just hit that extra gear and he was gone. So,
yeah, he weaved his way. He came up from the 12-yard line and worked towards the middle and just seemed to see daylight from the get-go, and then he could see there was some traffic, much like you see on I-5 on a regular basis, only it wasn't quite as bad of drivers out there, right? It was Lynnwood coming at him, and then he just turned to the left and found that 35-yard line. At that point, he turned it up another notch or two. Here's the kickoff over on the far side again. Fumble! And Snohomish is chasing it down right here after the player, and that's going to be at the 31-yard line. They seem to be literally, this is 3 times in a row where they're starting at the 30 or 31-yard line.
Well, I think Snohomish has a healthy amount of respect for the Lynnwood return team, so they're doing these pooch kicks, kick it a little higher in the air, get their coverage team down there, not let the Lynnwood returners hurt them.
You know, something we have to take a look at, too, in this game is Christian Kirkman and the fact that he is 4 for 5 in passing, including that really nice 35-yard pass that set up the touchdown to Zane Arobe. And so we'll see what he's got up his sleeve this time around. 1st and 10 from maybe a couple inches past the 30-yard line. 5:38 left to go first quarter. And the handoff doesn't look like Tran's going anywhere on that one.
And again, Noah Dunham getting in the backfield. He doesn't make the tackle right away, but he stops Tran in his tracks, forces him to cut it back into the help of that defense. And so far, aside from one play, Noah Dunham's really played a strong game so far from his defensive end spot.
That's a 1-yard loss right there. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 11 yards to go. When I mentioned we have off the news ticker, that is GNS Heating and Cooling and Electrical that are sponsoring the ticker on the bottom that you see there, as we'll be rotating that with a CBS Sportsnet. There's a handoff going right up the middle.
And Dunham again in on the tackle. A lot of penetration by the Snohomish front, making it really hard for Tran to get much going on the ground. And he did well just to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, put a couple of yards past the original line, but not much there as he gets 3 overall, and he's got 6 carries for 16 yards. 4:30 left, first quarter action. We've seen plenty of excitement so far in this game as the Panthers up 14-7, but we know Lynnwood's got some tricks in their bag there, and there's a pass over on the left side. That's not going to lead to anything. It is a completion, but also it looks like for a loss.
And great play by Trenton Brown from his corner spot, reading that bubble screen to the wide receiver. He'd come up, make a sure, strong tackle for a loss, and setting up a 4th down.
4th and 10 yards to go. So on that play, a loss of 2 yards. But still, Kirkman 5 for 6 in passing. Punting unit on once again. Back deep for the Snohomish Panthers is Jacob Brandvold. Good leg put to it. Brandvold faking on that one, and it's going to land. Coming back after it's Messina. He got it about the 36-yard line. Here he goes to the 50, 40, 35. He says, you know what? If you guys are going to lollygag on that one a little bit, meaning Lynnwood, I'm just going to go chase it down. And I know I have already beat you guys a couple of times. I think I'm going to get some better field position. That's exactly what he does.
Is that the football version of a heat check? Because right now Tyler Messina is feeling it. And
he really is.
He is putting on a show tonight for this homecoming
It's about
crowd.
30 on that smart, spontaneous return. And Snohomish has the ball with the best field position they've had to start a drive. 1st down and 10 from the 33-yard line of the Lynnwood Royals. Handoff, and this is the other Tyler for Snohomish, taking it over on the right side, Tyler Larson. Larson a good carry that time as he gets inside the 25-yard line, taking it from the 33, just inside the 25, gets 9 yards on that one.
Yeah, Larson more of the workhorse. He usually gets more a higher number of carries than Messina. but he's not the big play threat that Messina is. But he can get those tough yards and really kind of keep the chain and the clock moving for this offense.
2nd and 1 for the Panthers. The handoff. There's Larson again. He's spinning around after he gets the first down. And now, well inside the 20-yard line. Looks like he's down to the 17-yard line. He's going to get 8 on that one. Now 2 carries for 17 yards.
Just a little trap play up the middle for Larson and well blocked by that Panther offensive line.
Each team with 2 first downs in the game. First down and 10 from the 17-yard line of the Lynnwood Royals here on STSPN.com. Wideouts to each side, and Larson gets it again. I like the way he spins around, keeps his footing really well in his center of balance. And it looks like he's got another first down. He's got the ball down to the 11-yard line, Luke.
He has great balance, and what really impresses me about him is when he gets contact, he doesn't stop his feet. He keeps them moving, and he almost always falls forward when he gets tackled, get those extra couple of yards.
That's down to the 6-yard line, and so they just keep rolling. 17-yard gain. First down for the Panthers. Larson again, no problem, getting into the end zone. Snohomish on the board once again. 2:09 left to go, and the Panthers put another one up there. Here in the first quarter, they score for the 3rd time. Tyler Larson this time from 6 yards out. So it's definitely been the TNT show in the early going, and this time they'll bring on Herrera for the extra point. He kicked the first one, and then after that Ethan Beardsley, the freshman, went for the next one and got it. There's the kick. Count that one through the middle, and the Panthers are leading 21-7, 2:09 left. First quarter action here on STSPN.com.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Snohomish High School, home of the Panthers. Beautiful campus here. Legendary, goes back to the 1800s. Pretty much the early years of Todd Elvig, too, so there's that great parallel. And Todd, we just saw a advertisement there, or a mention from Adrenaline Fundraising, and they're helpful with our Player of the Game t-shirts, correct?
That is absolutely correct. Yeah, this place is amazing, isn't it? See all that nice brickwork, and they have spared no expense here.
It's beautiful. Security cameras everywhere to keep you in line. As there's a kick over on taken at the 18-yard line. They keep going to that far man over there, and look out, trying to turn the corner. And gosh, I tell you, we got a flag at the end.
Well, that came in late, so either a late hit or someone maybe said something that they should not have said.
No, I think he looked like he was jerked out of something. Watch this.
Possible face mask then.
Yeah, he's not gotten up yet.
Right
Horse
there.
collar maybe.
Oh,
there's a little extra after.
Yeah, so let's hope that player's okay over on the far sideline. And
he's getting up.
Again, that's a situation where we try to keep track with the numbers and everything. And Lynnwood's going to have it here.
Gold and silver numbers on white uniforms should be illegal.
I know.
I will say that until it is.
Panthers with 4 first downs in the game. We got some conversion attempts here.
Lynnwood so far is 0 for 3 on 3rd down, and Snohomish hasn't even had to face 3rd down yet.
And that is a personal foul on the tackle right there. So it's going to give Lynnwood good field position. They had benefited from that earlier on a roughing the kicker call against the Panthers. So this is 2 penalties against Snohomish for a total of 30 yards. And it brings the ball out to the 49-yard line. Kirkman at quarterback. He's going to swing one out too far that time on the intended receiver, Adrian Morgan. So that makes him now 5 for 7 in passing, 42 yards in the game with 1:59 left in the first quarter. It is homecoming night here at Snohomish. And so some alum being recognized before the game, which is nice to get people back. And they got many years of alumni to come in here.
I've heard 1958.
Was the earliest?
That's the oldest.
Wow.
I've heard so far.
Yeah. He was born in 1940. Ball at the second down here. It's going to be at the 49-yard line. Play action out over to the right, far left side, and the catch is made over there. That's Zane Alrobe, and he had that big catch earlier.
Alrobe just letting it up in the slot, runs a quick out route, easy pitch and catch. Something I have noticed from Kirkman, though, just mechanically, he's not setting his feet well, and it's causing a lot of passes, including the one beforehand, to go a little high. So Alrobe had to, who's not a big guy, had to go up and get that.
Alrobe now with the 2 catches, 38 yards. And here we go as the ball is in Snohomish territory. Third down, 7 yards to go at the 48-yard line of the Panthers. Play fake. Kirkman's going to hang on to it. He's going to pay the price. He doesn't even get to. Oh, now he's going down.
Oh, can't do that
you got
now.
to watch that. You got to watch that.
I was about to compliment Carter
I'm
Cole.
looking all over the place for flags, but don't see any out there.
There's one out there.
Is there one out there now? Oh, I see it. Yeah, right there by the 40-yard line.
Carter Cole first to arrive. Does a great job. Plays whistle dead, and then that shove at the end, just unnecessary. And again, another 15-yard penalty for the Panthers. And you know, Coach Hammer will be bringing that up at halftime, especially when Cole, who's a senior captain, that's not something that you expect from one of your team leaders.
Yeah, it's going to be, hey guys, you don't really need to do that. You know, we've got a 14-point lead. We've got great momentum in the way the season's gone. We don't want you getting up into bad habits either. So Snohomish, 3 penalties, 45 yards. They're all personal fouls. And look at this, first down for Lynnwood. They're 4th of the game, and they're at the 35 of Snohomish.
And 2 of those penalties have extended Lynnwood drives.
Yes, they have. Pass over on the left side. That's going to be a catch over there. But not much, nothing actually.
That was Sean.
That's Sean Monin. Monin making his 3rd catch of the game. No yardage on that one.
I think they were trying to set up a screen on him, but the pass was thrown a bit behind him, so he had to go back and get it. And just went a little farther back than he intended to, and allowed the Snohomish defense to get there and make the tackle for no gain.
You know, we were talking about getting the officials in there, and then the game got busy on us, so we'll try to squeeze them in right now. Referee is Jerry Koster. That is a very familiar name up here in Snohomish County. A tremendous basketball coach and a longtime official and a great guy. Fake on that. It's going to go to the air and over to the right sideline. The intended receiver of sorts that time was Adrian Morgan. So now Kirkman is 7 for 10. So you got Jerry Koster as the referee. The umpire, another familiar name, Mike Shumway. Linesman is Preston O'Malley. Line judge is Rick Hecht. And the back judge is Robert Moore. Jerry Koster leading Redmond to state titles in basketball twice with the Mustangs, and they moved on to Cascade High School and had a very successful run as the head basketball coach there. And he's done some air work with us over at KRKO too. 32 seconds left in the first quarter. Snohomish up 21-7. Mark Aucutt, Luke Winsor, Todd Elvig bringing you the action on homecoming night. Nice, crisp night in October, perfect for football, and that pass is too far out.
And just a little too high for the intended receiver. And there wasn't a lot of pressure there applied by the Panthers, but I think some of the pressure earlier in this game has Kirkman just a little bit of happy feet. He's not getting his feet set, and he can't make accurate throws when that happens.
Got to watch those happy feet right there. But you made that pickup earlier, just that he's not planting his feet right.
He's not planting his feet, and his mechanic, because of that, everything for a quarterback, and really almost any position in football, starts with your feet. And when your feet aren't set when you throw, it can just throw everything off because his motion is just a little funky.
And they're going to go for it. 4th down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the Snohomish 35-yard line. 28 seconds on the clock. We got our first timeout called in the game, and this goes to the Lynnwood Royals. Why don't we go ahead and take a break? You are viewing worldwide on STSPN.com.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
Look at that, Sally Petty Agency, American Family Insurance in Monroe. Sally, thank you for your involvement in sponsorship of high school sports here on STSPN.com. And folks, we encourage you, if you're interested, give us a jingle, get a hold of Todd there at STSPN.com, and we'll sell you some advertising, and you can be a great part of what is becoming an annual tradition of covering high school sports on STSPN.com. 28 seconds left here in the first quarter, and it's 4th and 10 for the Lynnwood Royals. Look out, as Kirkman's going to get out of it there, but he's going to go out of bounds, and Snohomish is going to take the ball over at their own 32-yard line.
Good job by the Snohomish defense applying pressure early on Kirkman. And Kirkman was fortunate not to lose the ball because he was holding it really low just in one hand. He escapes the pressure initially, but the Snohomish defense was able to get to him before he could get to the sticks.
And the Panthers are going from east to west here at the stadium in their red uniforms, white helmets. You got the red S on there, the traditional classic Snohomish look, and nice big white numbers for us to see. Lynnwood with a different mix there. I mean, it's nice with the gold and all. It's just a little bit tough to kind of read those numbers sometimes. We end up trying to just go up off tendencies.
I'm just going on the monitor.
And the monitor, too. That's nice. There's the handoff. That's a little short run that time for Messina. He's not going to get much on that one, but Panthers, I think, just content to run it out to get to the second quarter. He got 1 yard on the play.
Anything short of a touchdown there, and his average is going to go down anyway. So
69 yards on 2 carries for Messina. And we are through one quarter here at Snohomish. Look at the score, 21-7. Panthers leading Lynnwood as Snohomish is on top by 14 points, 1 in the books. And we'll bring the second one to you here coming up right on just about a minute out on STSPN.com. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Start of the second quarter. Now Snohomish is going from west to east, and Messina carrying the football as he picks up a little over a yard that time. 3 carries now, 70 yards, and he had the big touchdown. First time he touched the ball in the first quarter. Snohomish leading 21-7 right here on STSPN.com. Mark Aucutt, Luke Winsor, and Luke, you got some stuff for us.
That was good. First of all, that was a good hard tackle there by Gabe Newsom for the Royals. This is Snohomish's first third down attempt of the game. That's how efficient they were on offense in the first quarter.
Let's see how they do. They moved it out a little bit further for him, so let's give him 3 yards on that play. There's a pass into the air, and it's going to go a little bit long. That is the first pass of the game for Tate Conover, and it goes errant over to the far left side, and the intended receiver that time was Jacob Brandville.
And Brandville running a post corner, ball just a little underthrown, probably because Conover rolling to his left was under a bit of pressure, so he wasn't able to stop and get his feet set to make a good, strong, accurate throw.
You know, Luke, we were talking earlier about things that Snohomish might be trying to do or work on as it's going to bring up 4th down, and one of them was maybe trying to do some passing here and there to try to work that part of their game in.
Yeah, right now their offense has primarily been this season Larson and Messina and Larson. two-headed monsters can get you to the playoffs, maybe even win you a playoff game. But if you want to have a chance, at least an offense, to make some noise and make a deep run in November, you got to have a third guy, whether it's the quarterback distributing the ball to different receivers, or even just one go-to receiver that you can get the ball to. So right now, ideally, they're running it for about 250 to 300 yards a night. You want to counteract that with maybe about 150 to 200 yards passing. It just gives you a real, true, well-rounded offense. Plus, it gives future playoff opponents more stuff to prepare for, and so they can't focus in on any one thing.
Snohomish looking at the 4th down, 6 yards to go. The ball is set at the 36-yard line of the Panthers, and setting to punt as Lynnwood's going to bring out a deep man. Thanks for having us with you tonight on a perfect October evening, as we'll see how this punt goes for the Snohomish Panthers. Man in motion, high snap. And the punt taken that time with the boot is Wyatt Berg. He's also a tight end. That's going to go far back there and be downed at the Lynnwood 29-yard line. So we'll see what they have here to get things going their first drive of the second quarter. They had 4 first downs in the first quarter and benefited by 3 personal fouls against Snohomish. 1 helped extend a drive that allowed them to eventually score, and they got that touchdown. Daniel Tran scoring from 3 yards out with 6:01 left to go in the first quarter, but it was set up by that excellent passing play from Christian Kirkman to Zane Alrobe, and that set it down at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, and another penalty that, even though it didn't really do a score, it extended another Lynnwood drive. So Snohomish really needs to tighten things up when it comes to personal fouls.
1st and 10 from the 29. Now Lynnwood going from east to west, and no running room that time, Luke.
And they tried to run a counter, and Tran didn't really trust his blocking, so there was a bit of a hole off the left side, but he cut up a little bit too far inside and right into the waiting arms of Blake Rhea, a 6'6", 260-pound defensive lineman. I think if you see him, you might want to run somewhere else.
Run the other way. Run back to Lynnwood. 1-yard gain. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. The ball is set right almost between the hash marks equally at the 30-yard line, a little more towards the far side over there, towards the north end of the stadium. Man in motion to the right side and almost got to the ball that time, and another handoff. Oh, God, good strong running that time.
Is that Tran again?
I think, yeah, that was Tran, yep.
That was Tran, and Tran got right into the chest of Noah Dunham, got underneath his pads and drove him back at least 5 yards. Good strong run there by Tran, sets up a 3rd and 1.
Tran now with 8 carries for 25 yards in the game. It's 3rd down, 1 yard to go from the 38-yard line of the Lynnwood Royals.
That last play was a classic example of low man wins.
Here we go. Can Lynnwood get a first down and keep this drive going? That'd be really helpful for them psychologically. Ooh, ouch. Tran's going down. It's a loss right there. And Luke, that's a 1 yard, 1.5 yard loss. Takes it back to the 37-yard line.
And I don't know if the freshman linebacker Braden Ulrich was on a blitz or if he just read it and shot the gap, but he got into the backfield in a hurry to make the tackle for a loss. Great play by the young freshman.
Want to let you know, too, everybody viewing and listening, is that our halftime break will extend longer than usual. It is homecoming for Snohomish, so they'll honor the homecoming court, so that'll stretch it out. I think it'll be a 20-minute halftime instead of a 15, so keep it with us as we'll have signal running, but we just will take a break during halftime there. We got a timeout called by Lynnwood. Now, this is the second timeout that they have called. Snohomish has used 1. How about we take a timeout as well? We are with you on STSPN.com, your home for high school sports, and Snohomish leads Lynnwood 21-7, 8:58 left, second quarter.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreen Way in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
Boy, I tell you, Todd had his fun with those drones, doesn't he? He loves that drone, and he gets some great shots like you see Ace Hardware of Lake Stevens and Everett and the Eaglestads. Boy, we thank them, too, for their sponsorship. They get some great shots in the store. There's the punt, and the deep man for Snohomish isn't going to get near that one, as that's going to be down to the 39-yard line of the Panthers. Again, that deep man for the Panthers would be Jacob Brandvold, but he's just standing back there about 10 yards away. And we do want to thank Ace Hardware, Lake Stevens, and Everett for their great sponsorship as our presenting sponsor. Also, Todd, pop on for a second. Skyline Properties in Bothell. That's a new one this year, correct?
That is a new one.
Well, let's hear a little bit about them.
Well, Skyline, they're a pretty good size outfit, and we went to a couple of realtors, and they're the first ones to step up. So it was quite a pleasure to deal with them.
That's great. And Larson's got it.
Messina.
Messina's going to go back, and he's going to lose a couple of yards, as that's going to take the ball back to the 37-yard line. Didn't find any room there. Now, what was the key to that, Luke, is to where Messina, who's been red hot in many cases here in this game when he's touched the football, why was he not really able to get much on that?
It seemed like a slow developing play, and also credit Lynnwood. They read the pulling guard, and they all got to their gaps, their run fits, and gave Messina nowhere to go.
Second down, 12 yards to go. Looks like keeping the ball is Conover, and he's going to go down. He gets a gain on it. Goes down at the 44-yard line.
So we have a quarterback counter where they're going to fake it to. He fakes it to one of the backs, and then gets behind two pulling linemen. Does a nice job kind of working his way up the field, getting what he could. Sets up a third and pretty reasonable with about 4 yards to go.
I would say so when you look at the backfield, and obviously you can see Conover can move the ball a little bit on the ground. So third down, 4 yards to go. Wide out to the far right side. That's where the running room is. And you've got backs next to the quarterback there and behind. A handoff.
And Messina changing this up just a bit, having him run between the tackles, but he's going to be a little bit short.
Very close. Third down and just inches away, now taking it to fourth down.
And looks like Snohomish is going to go for it. Coach Hammer sending a message to his team. Now let's put this game away right now.
Wants to put the hammer down. Here we go. Messina again gets it. No problem there. He's got the first down and some bonus yardage on top of that. Gets about 5 yards on the carry. 6 carries, 76 yards now for Messina. And that is first down number 5 for the Panthers.
Snohomish picking up the pace offensively. They're going with some no huddle.
Yeah, very quick. Conover's got the football, and he's got another first down. So Conover takes it from the 46-yard line, and he gets inside the 30-yard line. I think he's down to the 28-yard line, so that is an 18-yard gain.
Quarterback counter that just about faked our camera guy out. And then Conover showing some physicality for a quarterback, running a defender over. Usually don't want to see that from your quarterback, though.
Panthers with their 6th first down of the game. Messina ends up with it. Larson's got it now to the 27-yard line, and that's going to take it up ahead 2 yards.
Just with the replay, the ball kind of got caught in Conover's hands, so it wasn't a clean handoff, and that slowed Larson up just enough for the Lynnwood defense to make a play for a minimal gain. Larson
now has a total of 4 carries for 31 yards. Second down, 8 yards to go.
Clayton Kershaw chased in the 4th inning tonight.
Yeah, I heard he'd given up a home run early, so
to a pitcher.
I am pulling for Milwaukee in that. I'm a Giants fan, lifelong. Look at Conover wants to go to the air. He's got a man open and a touchdown. How about that? Great looking play from the 28-yard line. That is to Jacob Brandvold. Touchdown, Panthers.
And really just a matter of time with the way that Snohomish has been running the ball tonight. Go play action, take a shot deep. Granville just on a post route, and with the safety sucking in on the run fake, he's able to get behind them and pass his man. Easy throw and catch for Conover to Granville for the touchdown.
So the Panthers go for the extra point. Chance to build up a 21-point lead. Then remember, you have the running clock at a 40-point lead. There's the kick on the way, and it is good. Now this time, is that 2 or 7 down? That's 7 for the Panthers. This time with the kick is Kyler Hammer. Yeah, Kyler Hammer. He's the third to kick an extra point this year as they rotate him around, or this game. And it is now 28-7, 5:55 left in the second quarter, and the Panthers up by 21 on homecoming night at Snohomish High School and STSPN.com. We'll be right back.
Kicker by committee.
It's okay. We'll get to it. Yeah, it's all right. Now he's taking it. Is it a 60?
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
We are back, and Snohomish just scored again. They get the job done. Take Conover to Jacob Brandvold on a 28-yard passing play. And that makes it 28-7. Taken by a deep man for Lynnwood, and finally gets a chance to bring it out a little ways.
Another pooch kick. They're not wanting to kick it deep.
At the 23-yard line out to the 36-yard line, a 13-yard return. So the Panthers set up defensively as Lynnwood actually now has their best field position to start a drive at the 36-yard line, and 5:45 on the clock here in the second quarter.
And Lynnwood, when the Trans had success running, not all that pulling guards, just straight up the head between the tackles and see if they can get back to that.
Christian Kirkman, the sophomore quarterback, who's gone to the air several times. Man cuts through the formation, and the inside handoff right there. That is Zane Arobe, as he's going to lose a yard.
On a fly sweep, and you got in on the play for defensively Snohomish. Noah Dunham and Braden Ulrich, who are both really, well, it's been the Messina show on offense tonight. Ulrich and Dunham have really stood out on defense so far for the Panthers.
Loss of 1 yard brings up second down. And the ball is sitting just inside the 36-yard line of Lynnwood. Well, Lynnwood had some decent field position, aided by some three Snohomish personal fouls in this game. He's got to put something together. Oh, tough miss right there, as that was in and out of the hands of Sean Monin, and that's going to make him now a target 4 different times. And Kirkman is 8 for 12 in passing.
You could see on the replay, Monin made the classic mistake that a lot of receivers will make of looking where he's going to run before he actually tucks the ball in and secures the catch. Got to catch it first before you can run with it.
Yeah, third down, a little over 10 yards to go. Lynnwood, with their backs to the wall on this drive, need to make it happen. And so far, Luke, what do you got for the third down conversions?
Lynnwood so far is this is their 7th attempt, and they're going to be 1 for 7.
1 for 7.
Carter
Great pressure
Cole
that time. Wow.
With the sack. Just blows right through the Lynnwood offensive line, and second time he's gotten to Kirkman, and Kirkman might be asking his offensive lineman, hey, see that number 73? Let's try to at least stay in front of him for a couple seconds.
Do what you can to try to stop that oncoming train right there. So it's going to be a loss of 6 yards. Fourth down and 16 yards to go. As again, back deep is Jacob Brandvold for the Snohomish Panthers. And the kick on the way for the punt.
High, but not very far.
Not very far. It's going to hit right around the exact mark of the 50-yard line, and then Lynnwood's going to see it bounce back into their territory and quickly and wisely down the football to prevent it from rolling closer to their end zone. And so that's going to be Snohomish starting off at the 47-yard line of the Royals with 4:08 left to go in the second quarter here on STSPN.com. Again, a special thank you to all of our great sponsors. I don't think we've mentioned Fred's Rivertown Ale House with the Red Zone package. And tell you, Todd, Fred's has been on board right from the beginning back in 2010, and they're a rock-solid sponsor. And tell you, folks, head on over to Fred's after the game.
They got some good nachos.
Oh,
that got my attention.
Handoff that time. Oh, look out. As Messina's got the rock, he's going to keep rolling to the 10, the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. 47-yard touchdown run for Tyler Messina. How about that? Messina now over 100 yards in the game. He's got 123 and 2 running touchdowns and a kickoff return for a touchdown. 3:58 to go in the second quarter, and the Panthers really opening this one up.
Someone's just running a trap play up the middle, and Messina hit that hole hard. And it was a big hole, too, opened up by the offensive line. You got a nice block down the field by wide receiver Trenton Brown. It's always helpful when wide receivers block downfield.
Extra point attempt coming up. Now, who's going to handle it this time? I don't see Todd up here.
I think it's Herrera.
He's going to be – no, it is Herrera. I thought Todd made a step down there, and he tried the extra point, so Herrera gets it. Herrera's actually kicked 3 of them, and 2 other guys have kicked a couple, so it is good, and it is 35-7.
Does Todd have any eligibility left?
I think in the state of Washington he does. He used it all up in the state of Minnesota. So we will have a break coming up, and Snohomish is leading 35-7, getting closer to that running clock as they're up to a 28-point lead now. Not that it could happen. I mean, Lynnwood may come right back, but we'll keep it right here, and then keep an eye on things as Snohomish will go set up. And okay, you're Lynnwood. You're down by 28 points, 3:58 to go. Second quarter. It's homecoming night. You know, there's a lot of positive energy on the home team's fans right here. This place is jammed. And so what goes through your mind at this point?
You're not worried. As a coach, you try to get your kids to not focus so much on the scoreboard. Just let's get the ball, let's execute our offense, let's get some first downs and see what we can, if we can drive this ball down and get another score. But again, at this point, you almost have to forget about what the scoreboard says and just almost make it like a practice. And just be really positive. As long as you're seeing good effort, be really positive with your players and really focus on just improvement throughout the game.
Herrera putting some leg to that one, taking it at the 20-yard line and down at the 31. So that's where Lynnwood gets going. They'll get this one more drive in here. Snohomish might get it back one more time. And again, take a look at that with Skyline Properties in Bothell. We'll give them another plug with the touchdown right there. Again, the 47-yard run, just like that from Tyler Messina. And he's got 2 big ones, plus an 88-yard kickoff return right after Lynnwood scored their only touchdown of the game.
And then the big long punt return when he wasn't even supposed to be returning it. The ball was bouncing, and it just bounced right to him. And he decided, hey, what the heck? I'll take this.
So you're saying you've seen Snohomish a couple of times. How are they looking into what you've seen so far this year, the previous 2 times?
Well, the best they looked was against Shorewood, who's right now currently in second place in this division.
Yeah.
And they came out, and Shorewood was coming in riding high. They just had a couple big wins. And the Snohomish offensive and defensive lines really put the wood to them, and they really out-physicaled them. They survived last week against Edmonds Woodway.
Kirkman's going to air it out. It's deflected away as he's throwing a home run ball down that right side. His 13th pass attempt of the game. He's completed 8 of them, but I guess they thought they'd try something different there on that blast down the right side on the fly pattern.
Why not take a shot? And nice play by Joshua Vandergrind at the corner. Last week they came out really listless against Edmonds Woodway in the first half. Got back together. Got some help from some guys in some striped shirts on one particular call that really was a game changer. But they were able to get in overtime against Edmonds Woodway and pull that one out. This one, it's tough to judge based on competition. Not that I'm talking down about Lynnwood, but they're winless for a reason.
Ooh, incomplete pass there, and He threw short on that play. I'm looking back there as the players were looking in that vicinity to see if there's any flag down there. Lynnwood has not committed a penalty tonight.
They haven't, and they're playing hard. Give them credit. And if there had been a flag on that, it might have been offensive pass interference because it looked like they were trying to run some sort of pick play, or defenses would call it a pick play, offenses call it a rub route, kind of whatever your preference is.
It's those yellow shoes that cause me to keep thinking I see a
Yeah,
flag.
there they are out there. That's for sure.
But I will give Lynnwood credit. They are competing. They're trying hard. You can't question their effort.
No, they're giving it a great go. And again, they don't have a huge squad, as just a little under half of them are on the field at any point in time. There's another sky-high pass over on the far side as he went to the air 3 times on this drive. They really haven't had the ball that long, as the touchdown was with 3:58 left to go in the second quarter, and they've used 22 seconds. Of course, that happens when you go to the air like that. And now they're going to put Messina back.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, look out. He's back at the 40-yard line as the punt is coming up.
I'm telling the punter, punt it towards our cheerleaders.
Yeah, good idea. Punter for Lynnwood, who's getting a lot of action out there, is Zane Arobe. Wide receiver, defensive back, kicker. When you've got a small squad, plus he's a good athletic player. We've seen him do some good stuff here in this game, and that's going to be lying down at the 37-yard line. That's where Lynnwood taps it. 3:25 left to go in the second quarter, and Snohomish is up by 28 points at 35-7. What do you see them doing here in this?
I want to see them throw the ball. I really want to see them throw the ball. Get that established, get future playoff opponents to select to look at. You're the long pass to Daniel to hit kind of a confidence to be up. Get some more receivers and even your tight ends involved in the passing game and see what we can do through the air.
1st and 10 from the Snohomish 37-yard line, as they've put 5 touchdowns on the scoreboard so far. Straight up the middle on the fake, and it's going to be the quarterback hanging on to it. Conover, nice run. Oh, let's check here. I think they made a change. Snohomish is, I was looking at him going, that doesn't look like him. That's going to be Langdon Orgill. He is a senior. Orgill with the football, and he's going to have a nice run from the 37-yard line all the way down to the Lynnwood 39-yard line.
I believe Orgill was the starting quarterback last year.
Yeah, that's what I remembered.
And this was just a zone read, and Orgill got the read to keep it himself, and he showed that ability last year whenever he would keep it himself.
So Orgill gets 28 yards on the carry, and Larson gets it this time. Snohomish now with 8 first downs in the game, and Larson gets 7 yards on that one.
Good strong run by Larson off the left side, and then just runs over the tackler, makes him pay for getting in his way.
Under 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter on homecoming night. Again, a reminder that our homecoming break will be, or our halftime break will be longer than usual because of the halftime festivities with homecoming.
Homecoming break, that was the right time.
Yeah.
It is the homecoming break, that's right. Larson again over on the far side. There he goes. Gets extended running space and room. And he's got the first down for the Panthers inside the 25-yard line. Let's give him 7 on that one.
Larson going off tackle and got a nice block from the tight end, Ryan Douglas. They're going to help spring him.
Panthers would like to try to get another one in here. You don't see any let up from the guys in red right there.
Or should there be?
Orgill gives the handoff to Messina. Messina going one way back the other direction. He's got a first down, another one. They're stacking them up on this drive. This is their 4th first down of this drive, and 2:20 left. Lots of time to punch it in.
That play was supposed to go to the right, but Messina saw some room to the left, goes against the grain, and he's able to get the first down.
Got Messina for 134 yards on 8 carries.
Is that good?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty solid, plus the kickoff return to 88 yards. Oh, Orgill keeps the football. He rolls around into the end zone from the 11-yard line. Langdon Orgill, he is quick. We saw some of that last year, and boy, they pop him out there. He had a couple of really good runs, and the Panthers just keep building up that lead. It is now 41 2-7 with 2:14 left in the second quarter.
Good zone read concept there. Orville gets the read from the defense to keep it himself, and when you're faking it to Tyler Messina, you're going to get a lot of chances to run on that zone read because the defense will go his way.
Kick on the way, and there again is Hammer. He's rotated in for the extra point, and Snohomish is a perfect 6 for 6 on extra point attempts using 3 different kickers. It is 42-7, 2:14 left to go, second quarter. Here from Snohomish High School on STSPN.com.
Frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes? At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
We are back live here at Snohomish High School. Mark Aucutt, Todd Elvig, also, of course, Luke Winsor on court. Look at these guys down here. That looks like the gentlemen for the homecoming court. They are dapper. They are looking good. They don't know they're on TV. Watch what you say, guys. We might pick it up on our parabolic microphone.
You want to do a Fortnite dance-off? Let's floss.
2:14 left. Second quarter. Snohomish pulling way, way away from the Lynnwood Royals here as the Panthers will kick off after scoring their 6th touchdown of the night. Good foot to it that time as Robe will take it just ahead of the 10-yard line. He's going to go over on the far right side and finally go down, just trying to find some kind of way to mix it up a little bit. With 2:06 left to go in the second quarter, Lynnwood will have the ball on another possession.
I think when you have a 35-point lead, you can go ahead and dispense with the squib kick or the pooch kick and just go ahead and kick it as far as you can.
Just let it rip out there. Also sitting in the press box is our Director of Transportation
and Security.
And Security. That would be my mom, Nettie, who is up here tonight. Great to have her here. Also want to say hi to my girlfriend Debbie, viewing down in Magnolia with our quality services report. She lets us know that everything's working okay from the Seattle office. From what I've been getting so far, and I think she'll fire me another report now that we've asked, so far so good. She says everything's coming through fine, and she gets to watch it on her big 60-inch 4K that was bought with several intentions, including to be able to pick up the STSPN.com webcast broadcast throughout the world and the universe in some ways.
Well, we do know that STSPN is the best high school website in the state of Washington, so state champs.
Absolutely. Boom, everybody. Here we go. Second down and 10 yards to go. Ball was set at the 21-yard line. Kirkman goes to the air. Oh, that was almost over to the sideline where the fans are. That was he's 4 plays in a row. He's gone with the pass.
He's rolling to his left that time and under duress. Couldn't set up to make an accurate throw and really just trying to throw that ball away.
Just taking a look at how Lynnwood has done so far this season. They opened up on Friday, August 31st with a home game, and they lost to Nathan Hale, 33-20. Nathan Hale out of Metro 3A. And then lost at home to Everett at 25-7. Now at home, that would be Edmonds District Stadium, where they share it with 3 other teams. Talk about a scheduling.
There's always a 5 o'clock and an 8 o'clock game.
Yeah, the 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock going on for many, many years. I like that stadium. And this one too.
Nachos need work.
All the nachos need work. Pass is complete on the far side. He got some extra running room there, Luke.
This little swing pass to Tran. Does a good job fighting through some tacklers, but just unable to get to the first yard marker. Looks like Braden Ulrich could get in on the tackle, and I'm impressed by this young Ulrich. He's a freshman, played middle linebacker at the big school level. You don't see that very often, and he's made some plays tonight.
So that's the first pass completion to Tran, and he gets 8 yards on the play. Tran with a total of 22 yards on the ground so far. 4th down and about a yard to go. Can Lynnwood convert it over? Have you got a fourth down conversion for them yet?
Not yet.
No. No good.
Still not going to.
Not going to. So Snohomish is going to get the football, and they're going to have excellent field position with 1:08 left to go in the second quarter. They're already up 42-7, but with Lynnwood going for it, and now it's going to be Snohomish football. It's going to go the other direction. Is Orgill is going to come out there
and
give it another shot.
And once again, it was the freshman Braden Ulrich from his linebacker spot, diagnosing the play and shooting through a gap, making the tackle for the stop on fourth down.
Let's have another mention, too, of a great sponsor from the beginning, and that would be McDaniel's Do-It Center in Snohomish. Thank you, McDaniel's Do-It Center. First down, Orgill is going to go to the air, and it's going to be complete. Getting it that time was Branville.
Play action pass, suck the linebackers up, and throw a slant route behind them. Nice little pitch and catch there from Orgill, the last year's starting quarterback. Maybe they just want to get him some look on the homecoming.
8th first down of the quarter for the Panthers. Look at Orgill. Oh, he slipped. Man, he's quick, though. You talk about happy feet. He's got him. He is fun to watch when he's running that football.
These are the good happy feet when you're running the ball.
Yeah.
And again, he's taking advantage of the fact that the defense is often going to go towards Messina on any zone read play. And that time just the turf monster got him.
We got a timeout called by the Panthers. 48 seconds left here on homecoming night at Snohomish High School. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for having us on STSPN.com. And we always can tell we get those good, strong audiences by the numbers that Todd is able to compile. And so we really appreciate it, not just tonight, but also throughout the season. With we've been able to stretch it out in recent years to be able to do volleyball this time of year. We'll get some soccer on there, and then right around the corner, Todd, we're getting excited because while we don't want to rush football season along because we know how fun it is in volleyball and such in the fall and soccer, we're getting excited because you have really put together a tremendous schedule for boys and girls basketball.
That is absolutely right. And actually, I've got a little bit of wrestling I'm going to mix in there too. But
nice.
We're probably between 40 and 50 events over the course of the winter season.
That's fantastic. I chuckle. That's a lot of setup and tear down of gear, but it's well worth it. And is Tom Lafferty going to do some wrestling for you?
Oh, absolutely.
I know he likes to do that.
I was a wrestling coach for 9 years. So
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, that's right.
I know it's Scotia.
I think we'll get him to do a little basketball too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if any other company is doing that many events.
I would be hard-pressed in the state and, to look around the country to find anybody that's doing that much. There's Messina. Look at that, 5-yard line into the end zone. He's got it in there from the 17-yard line. And Panthers up to a 48-7 lead as Messina scores again.
And Carter Cole, the right guard, leading the way. He pulls out and he didn't have anyone to block for about 10 yards down the field. And then when someone finally shows up and makes the block, and great blocking effort by the receivers. Really, the whole offensive line did a great job there, and Messina, he had the easy part.
Now the Panthers with a 41-point lead and very close to making it 42 as they've hit all their extra point attempts so far, and Herrera's going to get this one. And so now a 49-7 lead for the Panthers. 41 seconds left, and it will be running clock time.
Unless Lynnwood can score a touchdown in these next 40
Well, there's that. That's right.
Seconds.
To have that happen for the second half, they put that clock in.
Yes.
So, Todd, you're going to be getting a lot of us involved in the games that are coming up for we've still got plenty of football coming, and then with all the basketball coming up.
Well, I think I'm going to need some help there with the playoffs here because I think the playoffs, these guys are number one.
Yeah.
I think it's here.
I think both Snohomish district teams are going to be making the playoffs in 3A and 4A, so more football. Which is not a bad thing.
Luke, let me twist your arm on that one, huh?
I think I can.
You can make it the enjoyment to happen there.
I can squeeze something in.
41 seconds left. Snohomish is up by 42 points as they've just pulled away here in the second quarter. I mean, they were up 21-7 at the end of the first quarter, so we will have the running clock in the second half. Again, we'll have an extended halftime break with it being homecoming here tonight at Snohomish High School.
We'll honor the homecoming court and do a few other things that don't need to be mentioned. And
there's Herrera with the kick over deep, back inside the 5. That's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And for Lynnwood, the rest of the way is going to be agonizing just having that time go off. But you have to think Snohomish, too, with the lead where they have it, is going to, one would think, call off the Dogs. Now, looking at the Panthers as to how they've done this year, they lost the opening game of the season 63-34 against Marysville Pilchuck back on Friday, August 31st. And then after that, they lost to Glacier Peak 36-28. Were you here for that one?
no, I wasn't. But just from everything I heard, so much. Just look at the points allowed. Improved greatly over just 1 week, giving up over 60 to Marysville Pilchuck, then keep it in the 30s against Glacier Peak. And then other than really the Edmonds-Woodward game, the defense has gotten better and better each week in points allowed, which to me, that's the most important stat for a defense is are you giving up points or not? Because I don't care about yards. Are you keeping teams out of the end zone? So they've really improved a lot as the season's gone on. And if they can keep that going into next week, even though people say, well, you've already got the West Coast South division locked up, why do you care about Matterdale? Well, it's a chance to go into the playoffs with some momentum. And plus, there's always something to play for, even if it's just to say, on this night, we were better than you.
Mm-hmm. Second down and 10 yards to go after Kirkman had the incomplete pass. Marysville Pilchuck, a solid team, too. They're 3-1 in conference in Wesco 3A North, 5-1 overall in a three-way tie with Squalicum and Oak Harbor. Oh, no running room there for Kirkman as he goes down.
And it was, again, Braden Ulrich, the freshman linebacker, with the sack, and only because we haven't done it so far this year. I'm leaning towards giving defensive player of the game, or the player of the game to someone on the defensive side of the ball. And could it be a freshman on homecoming?
So now last week, isn't it right that the player of the game was it Messina?
No, it was an offensive lineman, Carter Cole.
Wow, we have to consider.
Well, Messina's. I gave it to Messina against Messina and Larson got co-players of the game against Shorewood.
Okay. So we have time running out, and it is halftime. The Panthers of Snohomish with a big lead as they are up 49-7 over Lynnwood on homecoming night. No doubt about it, as they head into the locker room at halftime, they have the 42-point lead, and it'll be running clock time when we get to the second half. But halftime right now, they put 20 on the clock, and that'll be the time that they have extra 5 minutes for the halftime presentation, celebration, honor the halftime court. And so we're going to go ahead and take a break, and then we'll come back with the second half to go ahead and share with that.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
You're watching STSPN!
know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years. They are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Ms. Curley, the ASB Secretary. Jenna's plans include going to a 4-year college where she will major in either business or veterinary science. Jenna Baker, escorted by Colton Smith. And now introducing Laura Pullman. Laura has been involved in cross country, ASB Senate, DECA, local, track and field, soccer, and tennis. After high school, Lauren plans to attend Washington State University in a major in kinesiology and plans to pursue an advanced degree in physical therapy. Lauren McCoyman is supported by Christian Locke. And now introducing Kenzie Meyer. Kenzie Meyer is currently involved in ASB leadership. Last year was her first year being in class and she loved it. It gets her involved with knowing what's going on in the school and teaches people how to be a better leader. After high school, Kenzie plans to have a teaching degree and working as a special needs educator for students in Snohomish County. From her experience of working with the special needs kids at her school, she is very fond of working with them and watching them grow. Kenzie Meyer, escorted by Ellen Haber. And now introducing Maddie Oppenheimer. Maddie is involved in JV and varsity soccer from freshman to junior year.
National Honor Society, and Learning Star. After high school, Maddie plans to pursue some sort of career in the medical field. Maddie Oppenheimer is scored by Jane French.
And now introducing Rachel Lynn. While at SHS, Rachel has been on the Snohomish girls soccer team all 4 years, and this year she is honored to be a captain with 2 other teammates. She also participates in Winsor and is currently at ASB Vice President. After high school, Rachel will be graduating from university with a degree in architecture and hopefully including her future husband. Rachel Lynn is voted by Aucutt student.
And now introducing Savannah Judd. While attending Snohomish High School, Savannah has been in the Panthers all 4 years, symphonic choir, women's ensemble, and the Crimson Singers. On top of all that, she's also fallen in love with the stage. She's been an active member of the Snohomish High School theater club for all 4 years and is excited for the spring musical camp. Amongst all this, she strives to maintain a high GPA and is a current member of the Snohomish High School National Honor Society. After high school, Savannah plans to continue with the love of the arts and study music and theater at the University of Washington. Savannah Judd is scored by Winsor.
She also played basketball for 2 years and cheered for 2 years with the honor of being captain this year for senior year. In the future, Rainey plans on taking some classes at a technical college to gain training so she can branch out and be office and side of business. Rainey Gardner is scored by Wyatt Wilson.
And now introducing the homecoming queen of 2018, Riley Taylor. At Snohomish High School, Riley's involved in leadership, lacrosse, and is currently the senior class vice president. In the next 5 years, she plans on going to college and to make a positive difference in the lives of others. Riley Taylor is scored by Elijah Osborne.
And now, inviting Riley to say a few words.
Welcome to our 2019 homecoming game. I'm Riley Taylor, and I'm very honored to be speaking as Snohomish High School's homecoming queen, but even more honored to be standing right here talking to all of you today, including our rivals tonight for the Royals. Class of 2019. Almost all of us have been together for the whole 4 years of high school, and I've enjoyed every single day of it. We've made it so far, and I feel so grateful to be able to be with such an amazing group of people. You guys are in front. You guys, in the front row. I see you. You guys better be sitting in my spot when I'm done with this. No, I'm serious. Like, I'm coming over there. Tradition for this high school goes so far back, thanks to our alumni who are with us tonight. Every year we go back in time to see the traditions all you have created, and it's exciting to tell you that to this day, we still honor our traditions, especially adding on to our 65 years of serving today. I've grown up in Snohomish since I was born, and I enjoyed every single second of it. Every house that gets TP'd, every pouring out rain football game, every 8-ball game that I played on my phone when I definitely shouldn't have, every late night drive around town, and every early morning get up to come do it again has been so enjoyable. Our community has done everything as a family. We feel everything together from people grieving to the happiest moments in someone's life. It hits all of us as a family, and I wouldn't want it any other way. As many of you may know, I'm a very sarcastic, joking person, and all I want is for everyone to spread happiness and kindness with tons of laughter and joy, because everyone is made to be loved, and that is what I've experienced in Snohomish. I'd like to thank my family for supporting me every day, even so kindly. Even at times that weren't the greatest for us. A huge thank you to my teachers, coaches, and to all the people who I am so blessed to call my friends. I hope you all have a great night here at our homecoming game against the Royals and enjoy the fireworks, because I definitely know I will. Be safe tonight, and let's let some fireworks off.
That Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half-ton, one-ton, two-wheel drive, and four-wheel drive. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto family, the LJ way.
Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
We're back live, and as we talked about and set the stage for, we had the long halftime show, and it is just always really fun to be here at Snohomish for a halftime of homecoming, and for the entire game itself as we now pick up the fumes from the fireworks that were shot off across the way from us. And Luke, you and I have been to, I think, at least 3 of these here, for maybe 4 for homecoming in the 7 years we've worked together, with a chance to see how they do it upright for the fans and everybody, for all of us, with the fireworks show across the way and the homecoming court, and here come the Panthers.
And it's really not homecoming unless you smell fireworks smoke.
That's right. It's official here, and they had the big homecoming sign that lit up with fireworks out on the fence there to our right. And so we're just kind of easing our way back to the start of the second half as the Snohomish Panthers lead this one 49-7. They led 21-7 at the end of the first quarter, and then really kept roaring there with 28 points in the second quarter and pulled away to get that 42-point lead, which means running clock in the second half. So they have thrown a lot of – go ahead, Todd.
I was going to say before the smoke clears, I was wondering if that fireworks sponsor is going to do that for the other school in the district.
Oh, there you go.
Because they got homecoming next week.
Oh.
We'll have to see if there's fireworks for that.
Yeah, well, that sponsors maybe because they're a little closer to this campus than that one. I don't know.
We're unsure of who that sponsor is. But
Yeah,
that
right.
sponsor should do both.
Okay.
Memory gets a little fuzzy, but when you get regard to that
Getting
sponsor.
your mentions in there and stuff. So, yeah, we have a score from halftime across the way as Tom Lafferty is doing that with KRKO, and that would be Everett is leading Arlington 28-16 at halftime.
Wow.
So that's an upset alert. In fact, he sent it to us that way because we exchanged scores back and forth, and I think, Luke, we are going to try to get you on for them over there when this one wraps up, too.
It depends
we
on
get your contract negotiated.
If my health also is allowing.
Yeah, you're dealing with a bug there.
Try not to sniffle too much
sick?
on the microphone.
Yeah, shouldn't have said anything.
Come on.
I haven't touched
You're
it.
fired.
Fine. You can take these headphones and shove them.
I want those headphones decontaminated before you leave.
Well, I tell you,
People who fire me don't get to make those demands of me. So
I had a virus last month and it's been this one that you probably picked up. In fact, give me a recall. It just as did we need to mention them as a sponsor too? Do they have to buy time before we mention
Ricola? I want one of those horns.
There, we can go up to Leavenworth and pick one up. They actually have a guy that does that. But anyway, yeah, the nasty virus. I'm sure, unfortunately, a number of our viewers and listeners probably had to deal with that. We just hung on for about 3 weeks or so.
I have a 7 and a 5-year-old daughters.
Yeah.
And they're both in school now.
Yeah.
And let's just say that kids this age, really most school-age kids, even into high school, aren't hygienically sound.
Good way of putting it, without offending anyone.
They're walking Petri dishes is what they are.
There you go.
I love my daughters, but that's what they are right now.
I was going to take a look, too, at because we were talking about some other scores and such, just looking at Wesco 4A. Lake Stevens driving hard there with a 5-0 record, 7-0 overall. Then Glacier Peak and Mount Vernon both tied at 3-1, followed by Mariner and Monroe. They're both 2-2. Jackson and Kamiak 1-3 each, and Cascade at 0-5. Have you had an opportunity to get out and see some Wesco 4A?
I saw Kamiak one game.
Okay.
And
why does that not surprise me?
I'm a Kamiak alum, and it was not the game they won. Without getting into too much detail, the one game I watched, it hurt. It just hurt to watch. It hurts to see a program that I've personally poured a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into so low right now. New coach, and his last stop at Auburn Riverside, he started out slow and turned things around. I think even won a conference title his 4th or 5th year there. So I believe that he's capable of doing the job, and I wish nothing but the best for that program, and I'm hoping they can at least get one more win before the season's over.
And Coach Mack was there, over 20 years?
Yeah,
roughly?
21 years,
yeah.
And he's actually doing a little bit what I'm doing right now. He's helped out Tall Tom over at KRKO a couple times for some color commentary now.
Are you getting to coach him some?
Yes, I used to have a habit of saying the phrase, a lot, And Coach, I listened to Coach Mack during one game, and he was saying that a lot, so I sent him a text saying, "You're sounding great. Might want to not say so much."
It's amazing, that I can even remember when I started. That is the one phrase that, for some reason, and a lot of people do have to deal with that, of eliminating. And then there's other things as we go along that we'll pick up and go, yeah, I don't think I want to say that anymore.
So yeah, I got the opportunity to coach my old coach, which was I don't know. I think he ever thought I'd be doing that for him.
Well, it gave you a chance to reconnect. Now, you also coached over there for him as well.
I played for him. I was a junior and senior his first 2 years as a head coach. And a couple of years later, I came back and was an assistant coach for him for 10 years.
Yeah, so you guys got a lot of history together, and now Lynnwood is getting ready to see how historically this game will finish, as Snohomish has men back at the 10-yard line. Lynnwood is going to be going from east to west, and Snohomish in the red uniforms with white numbers, white helmets, and the red S on there.
Onside.
In the onside kick.
Will it go 10 yards?
Oh,
it might have.
It went just about 10 yards, and then
the official is saying it did not go 10, but Snohomish recovered it anyway.
Wow, I thought it had gone. No, they didn't quite
got
let
close.
it go. Got close. So that's going to be at the 50-yard line.
Now, on onside kicks, the receiving team does not have to wait for it to go 10 yards. They can go get it. But if they touch it before it goes to end and they don't recover it, then the kicking team can fall on it. I appreciate that from Coach Bankhead. You're down 49-7 in the second half. Why not? What else? What do you got?
Yeah,
to
why not give it a shot there? Well, another new quarterback in for the Panthers, and we're going to see a lot of new players out there as they have that big lead. And so let's get you up to date as to who's out there behind center. That's Kyler Hammer. He actually has an extra point or two of them actually in this game. That's a 5-yard gain.
Now, is he Coach Joey Hammer's son? And if so, did he say, "Hey, Dad, can I play quarterback this half?
Yeah.
Let me kick. Can I play quarterback?" Well, he is listed as a quarterback, so.
And also Davis Buckner handled the ball that time. So you'll see Buckner out there with 14 on his uniform. And there's a flag in the backfield.
Kyler Hammer, quarterback for Snohomish. Flag on the play.
And Kyler, he's a junior, and both the other two quarterbacks that we've seen so far, Orgill and Conover, they're seniors. So this really is good reps for young Kyler Hammer to get, because he has a good chance to be the starting quarterback next season for the Panthers.
Yeah, you have to plan ahead, and I'm a big fan of, if you're in a situation where you get those players in to the action, definitely go ahead and do it. So we have a penalty against Snohomish here.
Looks like a holding.
Yeah, that's going to move it back 10 yards, and so that will be their first penalty of the second half, their fourth of the game for 55 yards, and their first one that is not a personal foul. And so it makes it 2nd and 14 from the 46.
And because high school teams typically don't videotape their practices or JV games, this is a rare opportunity to see your backup, your typically guys who are playing on Mondays, the JVs.
Look at Hammer there, hammering through. Wow, that was a great run.
Yeah, quarterback counter running up the right side. Young Kyler showing some toughness. As I was saying, this is that rare opportunity for get your younger guys and your backups to be on film and evaluate against another team. And it's actually one of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of the running clock rule, because it limits the reps that you can get for these bench players. And instead of maybe giving a kid a whole series or two whole series, you get him 3 or 4 plays, then get someone else in. So it actually does shorten the amount of reps that these kids can get.
Hammer with the football on that last one, and now the handoff. And so he got the first down, and that was a gain of 15 yards. And for Snohomish, they have 13 first downs in the game. There's a 2-yard gain.
Looks like Jervin Viena.
Yeah, he is wearing number 23, so another new player in.
I know the running clock is popular for some people because they just want to get out of there when these games get the score. For me as a former coach, I see it as you're giving kids less reps.
Okay. Luke, you have shared your thoughts, and there is another carry. This time, Davis Buckner again.
Davis Buckner in on the carry.
Now I'll get off my soapbox.
I just stood back and let it happen there. So Snohomish gets a little bit on that one, but it's at the 39-yard line of Lynnwood. Is the clock moving a lot faster now with the running clock. 8 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and they're up by 42 points. We'll do our best to keep it lively for you here. Is Hammer getting chased down? Good job eluding tacklers. He's going way back. And now the pass that is complete to Buckner. And Buckner is going to get past that 3rd down marker where the ball was. He picks up about a yard.
That was a whole heck of a lot of work for 1 yard. But give Hammer a lot of credit. He showed some escapability, avoiding the rush, found a receiver he could dump it off to avoid an intentional grounding, and also to avoid a turnover.
So the Panthers have used Tate Conover. He was the starting quarterback and then replaced in the second quarter by Langdon Orgill. And now Kyler Hammer. And here's the snap. That's going past the Panther. They'll go chase it down, try to get to it, and Lynnwood may end up with that football. That time the punter, Wyatt Berg, had to try to field the low snap, and it went sailing behind him.
We've seen some.
Lynnwood's going to get it there. They're going to have it at the 33-yard line of Snohomish.
Both teams have had some long snapping issues on punts. Lynnwood's had a lot of high ones, and this one for Snohomish, I think whoever works with the long snappers for both teams will be having some work to do this week.
I mentioned that score as Arlington came into the game tonight 3-2, and Everett at 1-4. as we'll see if we can get an update on that score when they get into the second half.
Arlington had a big win against Oak Harbor last week, so you wonder if they had a bit of a letdown going on.
That could happen. First down, 10 yards to go for Lynnwood. Man in motion a little bit to the left side as they get a chance to work on some stuff right here. Same starting quarterback out there for the Lynnwood Royals, and that is Christian Kirkman. We have the handoff.
A counter to the right side, and
that's
Tran does a good job. Tran does a good job just getting behind his blockers and moving the pile forward, getting what he could.
Done a lot of running out there tonight, but 11 carries, 28 yards. He's had to do some sideline to sideline running too. Second down, 4 yards to go. The ball is set down at the 27-yard line. Lynnwood scored in the first quarter on their second possession, benefited by a roughing the kicker call. A little trouble there as Tran will get it again, and he did a good job of staying on his feet, doing a 360, and ends up fairly close to the first down marker. I think he's about a yard short.
Same play again, just a slightly different formation with the counter to the right side, and Snohomish does a better job of plugging that hole and not allowing much.
Third down, a little over a yard to go, as the ball is set down right on the 19-yard line at the far hash mark. Running room out to the left side. Lynnwood trying to get on the board again. They've had all touchdowns in this game. 7 for Snohomish, 1 for Lynnwood. Handoff over the left side goes Tran. Now he's going to be brought down at the 30-yard line. No gain.
Good job by the Snohomish defense there. They forced Tran out a little wider than he wanted to. Didn't really give him much of a hole to cut up inside, and when he finally does, to try to be his own blocker and get a first down.
Got a flag over here. Talking to Snohomish about it. You pick something up there?
Well, officials are talking to a Snohomish player on the line.
Is that a chop block?
No, chop block can only be in the offense. He just signaled personal foul. Snohomish, I don't know.
Personal foul, that would be the
fourth personal foul.
Fourth personal foul, and that would take him up to 70 yards.
I think that'll be talking point number 1.
60 yards on personal fouls.
Now, the referee did not give any indicator on what type of personal foul it was, so we are left to speculate.
Ball's at the 12-yard line, and so they get a nice movement of the ball, pigskin up to the 12, and
it's their third first down off of a Snohomish penalty.
Yeah.
iPhone was found
5 first downs in the game for Lynnwood. They had 4 in the first quarter, but not any in the second quarter. The head coach for the Panthers talking things over with the official as the clock continues to move along.
Trying to get an explanation as to what happened, and I don't think Coach Hammer necessarily agrees with Mr. Koster's explanation, but not much he can do.
Looks like it's set in stone, and Lynnwood will have the football. First down, 10 yards to go. Mark Aucutt and Luke Winsor bringing you the action along with Todd Elbick here on STSPN.com. And a special thanks to all of our sponsors as we reset it. Ace Hardware, Lake Stevens and Everett. Greg and Christine Eaglestad as our presenting sponsors. Hand off, and it's going towards the left side. Once again, that will be Tran.
Counter going to the left side this time. And for those who don't know, a counter is the running back will start one way, come back the other, and usually counter is run where the backside guard and tackle will pull around to the other side of the formation. There are other variations where it could be an offensive lineman, a tight end, or a fullback. But the typical counter is backside guard and tackle will pull, guard kicks out, tackle leads up into the hole, and the running back gets behind that tackle and uses him as a lead blocker.
Jerry Koster is the referee. Mike Shumway is the umpire. Linesman Preston O'Malley. Line judge Rick Hecht. And the back judge is Robert Moore for your officiating crew tonight. Kirkman with the football on the second down play, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard on that one.
But maybe been a zone read there, and Kirkman got the read to keep it and got what he could. And because it was a minimal gain, maybe he's thinking I should have handed that ball off.
Brings up second down.
Coming up on a minute 30 to go in the third quarter, and it definitely moves a lot faster when you got the running clock. Is Lynnwood trying to punch it in here as they're having their best drive since the first quarter, and it looks like we have a timeout called by the Snohomish Panthers. So the Panthers taking the timeout. Let me go ahead and thank some more of our sponsors here. You've seen several ads from Speedway Chevrolet in Monroe and also Lee Johnson Chevrolet in Kirkland there. He's been in business, Lee Johnson has, the dealership since 1933, so we thank them for their sponsorship. Skyline Properties in Bothell, McDaniel's Do-It Center in Snohomish, Adrenaline Fundraising, G&S Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, Fred's Rivertown Ale House here in Snohomish, and also American Family Insurance, Sally Petty Agency in Monroe. And again, back to the top, Ace Hardware of Lake Stevens and Everett. So we've got a nice full array. Those are 8 big sponsors right there, and we're always up for welcoming more. Again, we got a lot of great games coming your way the rest of the way for the football and volleyball season, and then we move into basketball for boys and girls. There's over 40 games set to be webcast, broadcast on STSPN.com, and we will be involved in some of them. You know, I've had a chance to work some basketball too, and I think that's worked out well, so we'll see how that goes.
And they've been playoff basketball games too. So
yes, they have.
I got thrown into the fire there.
And you did a very good job, by the way. So I think we'll be doing it again at some point. So there with the ball is quarterback. Kirkman's going to throw. Did he hang on to it? No, he juggled it as he was going out of bounds. That goes an incompletion. Kirkman has 9 completions out of 19 attempts. I like what Snohomish has. They have some temporary signage down on the left side there on the track. You might see that from time to time where they have some advertisers that makes it easy to set those up for people. Lynnwood's going to call a timeout now with 56 seconds left here in the third quarter. Why don't we go ahead and take a timeout also. 49-7, Snohomish on top. This is STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreen Way in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
Welcome back. 56 seconds left. Third quarter action here. Homecoming night at Snohomish High School as the Lynnwood Royals have the football just inside the 7-yard line. 4th down, 3 yards to go. Kirkman with the football, putting it up in the air. That one's too far. His 20th pass attempt and 8 completions.
Looking for Sean Monin, the receiver running on a corner out in the back of the end zone. And I think he would like to have had maybe another receiver on that side running maybe on the goal line to get some of the coverage off of Monin, but wasn't there, and turnover on downs for Snohomish.
The score at half, Glacier Peak is leading Mariners 7-0. At the half, Glacier Peak 7, Mariner nothing.
Mariner hanging in there.
Winding down here in the third quarter, Snohomish will have the football. And that one's over on the right side. All right, Todd, what do you got next Friday night for football? Did that put you on the spot?
We've got, for a second there. We've got Glacier Peak's homecoming.
Oh, yeah.
They're playing Monroe.
So Monroe and Glacier Peak right here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. That's the end of the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take it to the fourth quarter. Nobody scores in that quarter as it went by pretty quick with the running clock. So we'll go to the fourth, and we have the same scores we had at halftime, 49-7. The Snohomish Panthers try to improve to 5-0 for the regular season in conference play and 5-2 overall. And we'll see how things and quickly it goes in the fourth quarter, as that third quarter was a fast one, right here on STSPN.com.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
Going to the fourth quarter, wasting no time, and again, the handoff, and that's going to be Snohomish running the ball on the second down play. And all I'm going to say, too, a new player handling the ball that time, a freshman, Kaiden Gaffney. Now, Gaffney, a very familiar name up in Snohomish. A new Gaffney coming along there.
A lot of them went through Everett High School, I believe.
They did, that's true.
Coached against a couple of them back in the day.
So Gaffney, no gain on that play, but it's really a good opportunity for Snohomish to get a lot of players, some action out there, as we've seen several new backs out there here in the second half. And
Hammer keeping it.
Hammer's keeping the football. He's got a first down. Hammer time.
He's running hard, and that's one thing that often coaches are maybe a little harder on their kids than they are other players, but I don't think his dad's going to be able to find any fault in that effort there.
14 first downs for the Snohomish Panthers. Just running, I mean, it's kind of moot at this point, but why don't you run down just how it has gone for those conversions?
Well, Lynnwood is 2 out of 11 on third down, but both of those two were penalty-aided.
Right.
And they are 0 for 3 on fourth down. Snohomish, that was actually their first third down conversion of the night. They're 1 for 4, which shows you how good they've been on offense on first and second down. And Snohomish is 1 for 1 on fourth down.
Hammer's going to the air. Is it Hammer time with the pass? It is! There's a completion. We'll get the name of that one right there as it comes from the 20-yard line.
Blake Pesnecker.
There you go. Blake Pesnecker. He's a junior, 6'3" wide receiver. Touchdown, Panthers.
Just Pesnecker is on a simple fly route. Going down the field, beats his man, and Hammer just lofted that ball high, arcing pass in the air, allowing his receiver to get underneath it and caught it in stride and outraces the rest of the defense. Nice pass and catch, and that's potentially starting a connection that can go into next year as they're both juniors.
Oh, heck yeah. All right, we have one of our kickers du jour coming on. That's Ethan Beardsley. He hit the second extra point of the game, so he's on for the second time, and they've used 3 kickers for the extra point. That one is looking good. No good from here. No, I was wondering because it looked a little bit wide to the left, and so that's going to be leaving it at 55-7. 55-7, Snohomish on top. We got 10:15 left here in the fourth quarter. Let's take another timeout and hear from one of our great sponsors. This is STSPN.com. Welcome back. We are at Snohomish's Veterans Memorial Stadium as the Panthers have scored their 8th touchdown of the game. That was a brilliant looking play right there. That's a nice combination. Kyler Hammer, a junior, to Blake Pesnecker, also a junior. So you got that looking ahead to next year. And again, that's where you get some value, definitely big value, out of having it where you get these guys out there when you've got a big lead like this. And
exactly. It's all kind of putting money in the bank in the savings account, and then you start withdrawing it when these guys are on the field as starters next year.
Zane Arobe with the return. Takes it up to the 34-yard line, and the clock will continue to roll as Lynnwood, who came very close. They got the ball down to just inside the 7-yard line on their last possession there towards the end of the third quarter, but they turned it over on downs. Well, that was the closest they've come to a touchdown since 6:01 left in the first quarter when they were able to tie this game up. Set up really by an excellent pass play to Arobe from Kirkman, and then a 3-yard touchdown carry run by Daniel Tran. 3-yard pickup as the Royals get a little bit of inching ahead there.
Just a little toss sweep to Tran off the right side and found a bit of a hole, but it closed off very quickly. Looked like it was number 44 for Snohomish, Alexander Lancel.
So looking ahead to next week for Lynnwood, they have homecoming there. They've got the 5 o'clock game at Edmonds District Stadium, as people have to get off from work pretty quick to get in for that one.
They always do the homecoming games as the 5 o'clock.
Shorecrest. Why is that? Do you have a reasoning for that?
I don't know.
It seems kind of odd. I mean, it just seems like you'd have that for later when you're looking to have more people there and so on and so forth. You're at a loss.
I've tried to explain how they do things in Edmonds, and I'm just not.
You haven't come up with a full explanation yet.
Well, I could say a few things, but that might get me in trouble. Some people at the Edmonds School District office
we don't
may not
want
like
that.
it.
We don't need that. You don't need to go there.
And so
that's a couple yards for Tran, and he's got 15 carries now for 39 yards. 3rd down and 4 yards to go. Mark Aucutt and Luke Winsor getting a chance to get back together here tonight and having an enjoyable evening with a big crowd from Snohomish High School. Man, you look down there and it's so fun because it just shows how healthy and fun high school football and sports is here in the year 2018. It's not all about smartphones, although plenty of people are probably using them tonight as they're texting out the scores or they're watching STSPN on their smartphones. Is that Tran again?
I believe so.
Runaway Tran. He's got a 1st down. 6th first down of the game for Lynnwood. Make that 7. And 7:30 left to go in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, a few years ago, about 2 or 3 years ago, I was able to, I was doing sideline reporting here for a Glacier Peak Bellevue playoff game, and during halftime it was freezing cold out. Someone had the Washington State Colorado football game on their smartphone. So I was able to watch a little bit of that.
That works. Tran again. There he goes. He's got another 1st down. Good gain.
All while standing next to a heater down there, which I was more concerned about the heater than.
12-yard gain for Tran. Adds to their 1st down totals. As we'll see if Lynnwood has the magic this time to punch it into the end zone. We get going there for the remainder of the season. You look at the 26th, which is when you have week 9, which is the crossover games. Next week for the Panthers, they are going to be also down there at Edmonds District Stadium. They've got the 8 o'clock game against Meadowdale. That is the senior night celebration for the Meadowdale Mavericks. Now, just to recap who uses that stadium, it is Lynnwood, Meadowdale, Mount Lake Terrace, and Edmonds Woodway.
And it's on Edmonds Woodway's campus, but they can't actually use the field itself to practice on. They have to practice over on the grass field at the school because district rules. And sometimes they do use it for district soccer games, but they're just, for whatever reason, the district says you cannot practice.
Well, probably because maybe they don't want an unfair advantage for them because of the fact that everybody else has got to have the same chance to play on that field. I don't know. That might be part of the reason, or not. No, I think it might be.
And we have a flag here.
Or they just don't want to constantly use that field any more than they already do.
Again, I could say some things about.
Oh, stop!
But I'm gonna be different from other talking heads on TV and radio and the internet and not saying anything.
Okay. So did you see a flag on that?
Yeah, there was a flag. I think we might have a late hit on Snohomish.
Yikes, that'd be another personal foul on them. And they've had 4 in the game.
Kurtman was running for his life towards the sidelines and may have been hit after he got out of bounds.
coming up on 5 minutes left to go in a very one-sided game here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Oh, it was
intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding and decline.
And a late hit.
And a late hit, so they'll offset each other.
I was right about one. So offsetting penalties.
If you're just tuning in, Snohomish built up a 21-7 lead at the end of the first quarter. Then they exploded big time in that second quarter, coming up with a total of 28 points to run it up to 49-7. Last quarter went extremely fast with a running clock once it got up to a 40-point lead in the first half for the Panthers, so it stayed at 49-7. And then Snohomish has put one in here in the fourth quarter, a 80-yard pass from Kyler Hammer to Blake Pesnecker. Out of bounds. Too far it goes that time. We'll take a peek at some stats when this one wraps up. We're also going to have, oh, hey, how are you? Look at that. There's a mom over there. There she is, right there, okay? Can I point? You got to point opposite directions, like driving a boat or whatever. And there's Luke, and there's me. I'm wearing my New York Giants hat on tonight. People are going, why? I'm a San Francisco Giants fan, and I follow that back to the New York Giants days.
And I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Big game Sunday night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got your Chiefs jacket on. Loyal to our teams.
Against the Patriots.
They're down and 5 yards to go. As Lynnwood the ball and about 3:30 now on the clock. Kirkman is going to go to the air. He's got a completion and he's got a first down. So that ball came loose though. There it is. Right there is on the spot. Look at that. Once again, that is going to be Blake Pesnecker. But there is, he takes it in, but
a block in the back behind the play. I don't care what the game is, that will drive any head coach nuts.
So you see that flag come sailing there on the video replay right there. But Pesnecker, he did a good job because you could see the ball spring loose.
Oh, it's a sideline warning.
A lot of people or players out there didn't really pick up on it, and all of a sudden Pesnecker going, wait, that's a live play. You see the ball right there?
Look what I found.
And it comes, and he goes, man, I'm in the right place at the right time, but then there's that block, and you see the flag.
It's not a block in the back. The touchdown counts. It's a sideline warning.
Sideline warning, that's it. Okay.
I think as one of the officials.
So they're going to count that. It's up to 61.
As one of the officials was running down the sideline, a coach or a player of Snohomish got in the way.
That was where the block was. Got to stay way out of the play there.
That's why
they'll count the touchdown, and that's like what, about 72, 73 yards for Pesnecker. So he's having himself a great fourth quarter. He's impressing. And tell you, that guy's got some speed.
And he's got some size. I wonder if
he does. He's a package.
I wonder if this is maybe his first year playing football, because you'd think someone with that size and speed should be on the field a little bit more.
Kick on the way. Hammer puts it up. It is good. And thus 62-7 as the Panthers now with a 55-point lead. It's been a while since I've called one this lopsided, but it is what it is.
And this was a legitimate fumble, unlike a certain play that happened last week.
So let's keep it and take a break real quickly. We'll come back with what will probably be the conclusion of this game with the running clock. 3:10 left to go in the fourth quarter, and the Panthers lead Lynnwood. Snohomish up 62-7.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Again, we'll have the selection of the player of the game from Adrenaline Fundraising coming up here after we wrap things up. And Luke, I think you could probably go ahead and just announce who it's going to be, as it's taken inside the 10-yard line, about the 7.5, and the return is the Panthers up now 62-7. We're going to go with a little bit of a different. Now, last week you had an offensive lineman.
Yeah, Carter Cole. A couple weeks before that, It was co-players of the games with the TNT backfield of Messina and Larson. I was hoping going into this game that someone on the defensive side of the ball would have a standout game, and that's exactly what happened. Freshman linebacker Braden Ulrich is going to be our player of the game.
Well, that's a lot right there. A freshman linebacker, middle linebacker.
At the big school level, too.
Yeah, and so he's been wearing number 40 on his uniform, 6 feet, 160-pound freshman. And so we'll wait around for a while to see if we can get him sent up here and have a few words with him and present him with his Player of the Game T-shirt. You saw there just a short while ago the promotion and advertisement for Adrenaline Fundraising, and Todd prints those up, has those all made up. I mean, those are custom-made T-shirts, and he adjusts it for different parts of the season, different sports. So really give you a great, for these kids, a great keepsake. And we know they wear them around school, that's for sure. Yep. Or some of them might, that's the kind of thing you might almost want to frame and hang up, too. Have Todd autograph it, right?
I'd wear it just to be like, you guys don't think I can play? The shirt says
here it
differently.
Yeah. 1:40 left to go, fourth quarter, as we are very close to having this one go into the books, and Snohomish going up to 5-0 in the 3A South and winning that division, clinching it with the win. They hold the tiebreaker over Shorecrest no matter what. So
Shorewood, I think.
I mean Shorewood, not Shorecrest. And so, next week they wrap up against Meadowdale. Meadowdale, decent season so far, 3-1. That's incomplete. Kind of give you a sketch of some of the stats afterwards.
And even though Snohomish is going to have the West Coast South wrapped up after tonight, they still want to play well next week because you don't want to go into the playoffs on a bad note. You want to be playing your best football as November approaches. And so I think it'll be really important for Coach Hammer. Someone says, hey, let's celebrate tonight, celebrate what we've accomplished, but we still have a lot of work to do.
Yes, so true. 40 seconds left on the clock. And looking at third down for Lynnwood is Kirkman's going to try to get out of trouble. He's going to keep the football. He'll get the first down as he slides safely there at second base.
Speaking of, I think I'm going to check on that Brewer-Dodgers score.
Yeah, check and see how that first game of the National League Championship Series is going. So they're winding down to 4 teams on the baseball side, but we'll swing it, keep it here with football. Now 10 seconds left. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. There's a penalty flag, but does it matter at this point? There's incomplete.
We have
the
a
clock's
flag,
gonna, let's see here.
We have a flag, so let's hold on.
Let's wait and see. Fireworks, they're already wanting to shoot those off.
Premature.
You got to wait. Don't shoot them off too early.
I think it's going to be on. It's against Lynnwood, so they're going to just say game's over.
So the Panthers win it. Big win on homecoming night, 62-7. I'm not kidding. 62-7 as Snohomish wins it with a flourish here this evening. Put an exclamation point on homecoming with 13 points in the fourth quarter as Blake Pesnecker comes through and is able to get the couple of touchdowns in the fourth quarter to wrap it up. And we got the Player of the Game T-shirt right here. We're going to see if our Player of the Game selection, Braden Ulrich, is going to come up here, or Ulrich. He's a freshman, 160 pounds. If not, we'll talk about this for just a little bit as we look at some of the numbers for the Snohomish Panthers. Tyler Messina with 8 carries for 134 yards and also scored with a touchdown return on a kickoff after Lynnwood had scored their only touchdown of the game. We're going to go ahead and take a break and then come back and go from there here on STSPN.com.
Rivertown Ale House was established in July of 1994 and is located at 1114 First Street in historic downtown Snohomish. Each time you visit the ale house, you may expect to find new beers and new food choices. Fred's Rivertown Ale House is well known throughout the beer community. Oftentimes, we are the first choice for breweries to introduce new beers, limited or specialty beers, and beers you just won't find anyplace else. At Fred's, we like to say that once we get you through the front door, our friendly service, relaxed family atmosphere, and our quality food and beverages will keep you coming back.
Oh, okay. back yet? And they clinch the Wesco 3A South, come up with the victory, and 5-0 in conference play, 5-2 overall. Mark Aucutt along with Luke Winsor and Todd Elvig here on this Friday night near the middle of October. And this is, I just love this time of year because, and again, I'll fully admit I'm a huge baseball fan. I love football, of course. But it's kind of like once we get to October, then football season really kicks in. You really get that feel. You get out on nights like this, the leaves are changing. You come in beforehand, and like here, where it's Snohomish, where we've been here for several homecomings, they just do it so well with the bringing out the presentation of the colors. They also, the national anthem, the way they do it, and the Pledge of Allegiance. There's a lot of patriotism and spirit here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. And actually, let's salute our veteran to our right here, because Todd Elvig was in the Navy for 12 years. So you just start feeling the energy in the early going. The teams are pumped. You get a big crowd. And then homecoming, it goes great at halftime. And you get the fireworks show at halftime, and then they shoot fireworks off at the end of the game. It just really feels good. It's high school football, the way we grew up with it, and what they like to do is keep that tradition going here.
And one of the great things about this time of year, football-wise, is by October at really any level, you start to kind of see who's going to be a contender and who's not, whether it's the NFL, college, and high school. This is the time of the season where the cream starts to separate itself and rise to the top.
That's true.
Snohomish, again, as we mentioned before, they pretty much all but wrapped up the Wesco 3A South title. They're going to be a playoff team, and they got one more regular season game left next week against Minnedale at the 8 o'clock game at Edmonds District Stadium, and then they can start looking ahead to who they're going to play in the crossover, and then kind of start to see how far can they make a run in November.
Yeah, we're looking to get our player of the game up here as soon as we can, Braden Ulrich. And so we're going to see if he's going to make it up here. Otherwise, we'll close out the broadcast. But see a lot of people just looking down there, see a lot of people hanging out and celebrating the victory. And, you just also have, and something we get to participate in a lot, as you can see the panoramic shot there. That's what's fun about the interactiveness of STSPN.com. As you can see the sweep right there, take it from the press box out on the field. You see all those people out there visiting with homecoming for any school. You get people that haven't seen each other for a long time and get a chance to come out and take a look at what's going on with how the school looks itself and how everybody commingles and meets some of the new student body. And it's always a good time. That's part of the great tradition of high school sports. And the thing too is to mention is you get an opportunity to be involved in many ways, not just as an athlete, but also with the band or cheerleaders or debate or what have you, or mock trial, robotics. There's all kinds of stuff. So we're going to wrap it up, and we'll get the T-shirt to Mr. Ulrich, and that's Braden Ulrich, who's going to get his T-shirt. We're going to close it out. Our final score, Snohomish Panthers 62 and the Lynnwood Royals 7. Big game for Tyler Massini as he scores 3 rushing touchdowns and 1 on a kickoff return. And Luke, it was a pleasure working with you.
Always
as
a pleasure,
always.
Mark. Always a pleasure.
And we'll do it again. We'll see. Maybe this year if it sets up right on a playoff game, but I'm sure we'll find a way next year for a game or two as we keep it rolling here for our 7th season of at least doing one game together. So again, thanks to Todd. And remember, got volleyball and more football coming up in the weeks ahead, and then they roll right into into boys basketball and girls basketball. Tons of games coming up here on STSPN.com. I want to thank all of our sponsors, our presenting sponsor, Ace Hardware at Lake Stevens and Everett, Speedway Chevrolet in Monroe, also Lee Johnson Chevrolet, Skyline Properties of Bothell, McDaniel's Do-It Center in Snohomish, Adrenaline Fundraising, G&S Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, Fred's Rivertown Ale House, and our good friend Sally Petty with her American Family Insurance Agency in Monroe. Final score, Snohomish 62 and Lynnwood 7 for Luke Winsor, Todd Elvig, Nettie Aucutt, and Debbie Larson. I'm Mark Aucutt saying winning is for tonight, but sportsmanship is for a lifetime. Remember that. Take care, everybody.